The Anglican Church of Trinidad and Tobago, in celebration of its 150th anniversary, presents our daily scripture reflection.
The reading is taken from Psalm chapter 78, verse 4, and this is being read by Solomon Okali from St. Patrick's Anglican Church, Tobago. Here beginneth. We will not hide them from their children. We will tell to the coming generation the glorious deeds of the Lord, and his might, and the wonders that he has done.
Welcome to today's reflection. This reflection is taken from the book of Psalm, chapter 78, verse 4, and it reads, "We will recount to generations to come the praiseworthy deeds and the power of the Lord and the wonderful works he has done." The psalmist knew what followed in this psalm came from events and narratives received from their forefathers, such as leading the Israelites out of Egypt, the crossing of the Red Sea, and being led into the Promised Land. He also knew that what they received they had to pass on to the next generation. They had a responsibility not to hide them from their children. For the classic passage on teaching this faith to one's children, see Deuteronomy chapter 6, verses 6 to 9, which reads, "Keep these words that I am commanding you today in your heart. Recite them to your children, and talk about them when you are at home and when you are away, when you lie down and when you rise. Bind them as a sign on your hand. Fix them as an emblem on your forehead, and write them on the doorposts of your house and on your gates." The scripture has no room for parental neutrality. The more of parental teaching, the better. Ministers and Sunday school teachers were never meant to be substitutes for mother's tears and father's prayers. From this verse, we should be concerned about passing on at least two things to the next generation. One, the praise of the Lord, teaching them that God is worthy of adoration and gratitude. Two, his wonderful works, that is, God's power and greatness in active assistance to his people. It is still good and necessary for us to pass these things on. We should speak often about them and tell the continually unfolding story of how God has done wonderful works in and through his people. This speaks to the importance of seeing and understanding the hand of God as he moves in and through history. History should ever be the record of the works of God. That is, to emphasize the important factor. History thus written and thus taught will so affect hope and memory in youth as to constrain it to obedience to the God revealed. And this is the way of life for man and nation. Remember, those who forget God's works are sure to fail in their own. Thank you for listening.
Brought to you by the Anglican Church of Trinidad and Tobago, celebrating its triple jubilee.